There was a time in my startup when I had so much to do. There were so many tasks that I was feeling overwhelmed, and I felt like 24 hours was just not enough. No matter how much I worked, I could not get anything meaningful done. So I ran a small experiment. One day, I picked up one major task, something that required many, many hours of work. And then I started a timer, a digital timer. And with the timer ticking for 50 minutes, okay, 50 minutes, I just worked on that one task. And before I started, I had promised myself no switching tasks. So I would not check my email. I put my phone away and then I just worked. And then after 50 minutes, I took a break. So initially I took 10 minutes, then I started taking longer breaks. So I did one 50-minute sprint and then 10 minutes break. That's like 60 minutes, 1 hour. And then I repeated this about 3 to 4 times. By the time I was doing the fourth sprint, my mind was totally numb. It was saturated and I just barely finished. I could not go on anymore. So after that, I took a long break. I had lunch, long break, and then I came back and I said, let me just try a little bit more. So I did the fifth sprint, which was extremely hard. And then I tried, pushed myself hard. And the sixth one, I was I was barely able to do it properly, but I somehow, at least for sake of doing it, I got the sixth sprint done. Now think about it. Six sprints, each of 50 minutes duration. How much is that? 300 minutes. That's like 5 hours. What I found was that 5 hours was my limit of focus. I could not do anything beyond that. And in fact, even in these 5 hours, I would say at least for the two sprints before lunch and then the last one, I was not really able to do very, very meaningful work, at least for part of it. So, what does it tell us? When we think about time, we say we do 24 hours is not enough, we don't have enough time. No, we have enough time. What we don't have enough of is our attention. We don't need time management. Of course, we do in some ways, right? But the bigger problem is not time management. Bigger problem is how to handle your attention, how to stay focused, how to not get distracted. Now, of course, you could argue that the work I did, it required intense focus, but there are a lot of things that don't require that much focus, like, reply to an email, send a message. Yes, I agree. But the fact is, for most of us who are doing knowledge work, which means work where we create value by thinking through our intellect, in knowledge work, most value is created through this kind of deep focused work. Now, this is fantastic news because what we're seeing is that all we require is practically 5 hours. So, if we can do like 5 to 6 hours of focus, we have already maxed out on our capacity. So, don't get caught up in this trap. Don't tell yourself, I don't have enough time. Find ways to build focus. And I can assure you can try it out. You will not be able to do more than 5 hours of intense focus. So do that. Don't look for more time. Look for ways to manage your attention. And you suddenly find that you have a lot of time.